Thank you for coming out to the Senior Resource Center of Brevard's Holiday Hints Health Fair, sponsored by CarePlus and Omni Healthcare. I am Nancy, your host with Senior Resource Center of Brevard and Helping Seniors of Brevard. I am your senior care navigator. Helping Seniors of Brevard provides information, education, advocacy, resources, and referrals to seniors in Brevard and indeed beyond. And we do that through a variety of means. We do that through our senior helpline, which is 321-473-7770. And all the information is presented today, you will have afterwards if you need cards, brochures. Helping Seniors also provides education and advocacy, resources, and information through our Helping Seniors TV, Helping Seniors Radio, and probably most of you are familiar with our newsletter, which is printed in the middle of Senior Scene magazine every month, which is distributed at 500 locations with an estimated print readership of 30,000 a month. And that's not including the online readership. So welcome. We're so happy you're here. Thank you for coming out and spending part of the holiday season with us. And our goal today is not only to have fun and celebrate the holidays, happy Hanukkah, and happy holidays to everyone. But our goal is also to educate and inform you on what resources are out there to make our golden years more golden. You know, I'm a senior. If you define seniors by AARP definition of seniors, it's those of us 50 and older. And if you look at Brevard County, we have more seniors than we do non-seniors. So it's so important, and we appreciate you coming out to support us, and thank you to all our vendors. It's so important that we appreciate our seniors because seniors is what makes up Brevard County, and we need our voice to be heard. So today, I have the pleasure of introducing the agenda of events. First, I'm going to introduce Kristine Quattrone with CarePlus Healthcare, followed by Jessica Dagostino with Omni Healthcare. Then we're going to have a brief break for you guys to enjoy that hot chocolate and those snacks. And then we're going to introduce everybody you see here in our panel that's going to give you a brief. I promise you it won't be boring. It's going to be very informative, so stick around. Every one of our vendors is going to have a couple of minutes to talk to you on how they can help you as it relates to you as a senior. So without further ado, I am introducing Kristine Quattrone with CarePlus Health Plans.
Thank you for having me. My name is Kristine Quattrone. I work for CarePlus. It's a Medicare Advantage plan. And today we're going to talk about the power of positivity when life gives us lemons. A little bit. My name is Kristine Quattrone. I work over at CarePlus, 4100 North Wickham Road in Melbourne. So if you ever need to meet with me or someone from the office, you could always make an appointment and come see us there. This presentation was developed by CarePlus in consultation with clinical staff. So if you have any questions today, you can ask me at the end, but you can also should speak with your provider. The things we talk about today don't replace health care for medical guidance. Talk to your doctor. Consult your doctor before beginning any new exercise or dietary regimen. Please keep side conversations to a minimum. And this class is a safe zone. So we will discuss the benefits of positivity, all about positive thinking, how to keep an optimistic attitude, and tips for staying positive when life feels negative. There are many health benefits linked to being positive. Positive thinking may provide an increased lifespan. Optimists have a lower risk of early death from stroke and heart disease. An optimist may have lower rates of depression. Positive outlook is associated with better psychological well-being, lower rates of stress. Positive thinkers may also have better coping skills during times of stress. Positive thinkers may be mistaken for people who ignore unpleasant situations, but this is a misconception. Positive thinking involves recognizing unpleasant situations, not ignoring them, but handling them in a more optimistic, productive way. Oftentimes, it means that you're making a conscious choice to believe the best outcome will happen rather than the worst. So I'm sure we all know pessimists, and then we know optimists. And usually it's, you also feel, you get what people give off is what you start feeling as well. So I know I personally like to be around positive people that are optimistic, and it makes me feel good, and it makes me feel more positive. A large portion of your attitude is up to you. So take responsibility for your own actions. Don't blame others for your misfortune. Instead, pour your time and energy into what you have control over, yourself. Remember, you may not be able to control what happens in life, but you are in charge of how you react to it. How to stay positive when life feels negative. Self-talk is the inner dialogue between people that have inside their head. In other words, it's the conversations you have with yourself. Example of negative self-talk will include, I didn't lose any weight this week. I will be overweight forever. This is a waste of time. I'm not going to learn anything. I didn't play very well today. I'm a horrible golfer. Examples of positive self-talk include, I didn't lose weight this week, but I did exercise and eat well. I'm going to be open-minded about the ideas presented. I didn't play my best game, but I'll do better next time. Follow this rule of thumb. Don't say anything to yourself that you wouldn't say to someone else. Surround yourself with positivity. A supportive network of positive friends and family members is helpful for a happy outlook. Staying connected can help prevent isolation, loneliness, and depression. A support system helps ensure you have what you need when you need it the most. Your friends and family may give you helpful advice, feedback, and support. Positivity is contagious, but so is negativity. Try to avoid negative people, because they may make you feel more stressed and bring you down. A healthy lifestyle helps keep your mindset strong too. Adopt these habits to feel your best. Stay active and eat well. Talk to your healthcare provider to learn more about diet and exercise. Get plenty of sleep. Make it a priority to get between 7 and 9 hours of sleep each night. Help prevent health problems. When you're in control of your health, it helps you feel empowered. Also, most of the Medicare Advantage plans come with silver sneakers. So that is a free gym membership. So everybody I meet with, I always stress the silver sneakers, because you can go to almost every gym. You can look online and see what gyms are a part of the plan. And there's a lot of seniors that go in the morning to silver sneakers. So you may make new friends, find people that have something in common like the gym. And also just being around that many people that are doing something healthy would also make you feel good. It's normal to feel sad, angry, or frightened when bad things happen, but try to think on the positive side. These tips may help. Try to find the good in every situation. Is there anything you can learn from it? How can you use it to help others? Look ahead and not back. Don't dwell on the past. Focus on the potential of the future. And practice gratitude. Regularly remind yourself of events or interactions you're grateful for. Find a pick-me-up activity. Watch a funny movie or television show. Give yourself permission to laugh when times are tough. It may even help reduce stress. Spend time outdoors. Sunlight might have health benefits, including increasing vitamin D levels. Plus, it may also involve exercise, which releases mood-boosting endorphins. Do something good. Sometimes all you need is some good company to make you feel better. Meet a friend for coffee or look for volunteer opportunities. Start playing pickleball. Everybody's playing pickleball these days. There's a lot of people that are beginners, and it's so much fun, and there's a lot of camaraderie, and a lot of people are making new friends playing pickleball. If you want to know more about pickleball, you can ask me because I play. So, and I love it. It's so much fun. And, there's like all ages are playing now. So let's review. Well, these are the links. And if you would like any of these links for Mayo Clinic, Harvard School of Public Health, Department of Health and Human Services, the National Institute of Health, Senior Health, Help Guide, and Harvard Health. So if you would like any of these links, let me know after and I can get them for you. Does anybody have any questions or ideas for positive activities? Yes.
Sure.
I can email this to you, and these are the websites. So I can get you that information today. Yes. Anybody else have a question? Yeah. I agree completely. Yes. Wake up on the right side of the bed, right? Yeah. I was just thinking, yesterday I met with a member and he will be 102 years old tomorrow. Yes, I know. And I was really excited. And I just said, what is your secret to your longevity? And he said, being stress-free, not worrying about anything, and being happy. And he didn't mention anything else. And the first time I met with him, he told me the same thing. So I was like, okay, that's really awesome advice. And, he has activities planned each day, like one activity where he lives. And so he has the socialization aspect, I think, also that keeps him happy. And, he created one of those social activities, and then he also attends social activities. He's still driving, and he lives by himself. He was married, and he still has his woodworking hobbies. So I was just really, impressed by him, and I felt, really grateful that I got to meet him. Yes.
Is he looking for a girlfriend?
He has one. Oh, my God. I wasn't going to bring it up, but he actually has a lady friend that wanted to go steady, and he said that, he's happy with just dating, and they're not steady. But I know. And all right, now that he also does a singles lunch every Wednesday in Titusville, and that he organizes. And, he was just I just loved meeting this guy, He was born in 1922 in Rhode Island. And I was like, oh, my God, he was born just 9 years after my grandmother, and I just couldn't, So, it was really cool meeting him. And he switched insurance companies, which I was like, wow, that's really optimistic. He's been with one company for a really long time, and he's like, yeah, I want to try something new. I'm like, okay, I'm not pushing him, persuading him. I met with him once, and then he's like, all right, let me do some research. He's very lucid. Is that the right word? Yeah. And I said, okay, well, you let me know. If you want to change, you let me know. And, he called back a few weeks later after he did all of his research. I was like, okay, if you're sure, Yeah. So, okay. Any other questions or comments? Anybody have ideas for positive activities? Yes?
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Does anybody know if they have Scrabble at Wickham Park Senior Center?
off the cuff, I don't know, but if you give Helping Seniors of Brevard a call at 321-473-7770, I will be glad to look up any senior center and what their calendar of events are, give you their website. If you're not on the computer, then I will give you a general idea of what's going on so you know where to be. I'm a Scrabble fan, too. Oh, goody. Yeah. Thank you.
I know these senior centers have a ton of activities. It's a little far from here, but like there's the 55 and older club in Satellite Beach. Bingo's on Monday. They have a big crowd and they do breakfast before and everybody socializes. Rockledge Senior Center has a lot of fun activities. They have like choir, arts and crafts, different types of dancing, line dancing. So there's like, I think activities.
There's more resources than you realize.
Yeah, and then people just make friends. It's like everybody's looking to make friends and, companions and yeah. It's really, and my mother, for example, I bring her with me to these types of events and she's always meeting new people, so so any other questions? I'll be in the back over there, CarePlus. Make sure you get your raffle ticket. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kristine. How about a round of applause for Kristine? Thank you. And I'm now told we have 3 door prizes. So if you're in want of a door prize, they're all going to be at the CarePlus table when we're done.
It's the door prize back there.
You mean Denise?
That door.
Oh, yeah, that's a door prize for everyone that stays here. So thank you, Kristine. I can't thank you enough. And I can't echo what she said more, the power of positivity. Did you all know that Harvard University did a study on happiness? Did you all know that? They actually did a study on happiness, and it was an extensive study, and they studied not only who was happy and who wasn't, but how happiness connected to longevity, which is nice. It's nice if you live to 90 or 100, but if you're decrepit, who wants to, right? But the happiness study also led to physical changes in a person that helped them stay physically healthy, mentally and emotionally healthy. And let's face it, as we all grow older, we lose people we love. It's great living to 100, but then you might outlive a lot of your loved ones. But the happiness study, the core of it, basically talked about the fact that the people that are the happiest, who live the longest, have the most social connections. Remember Barbra Streisand, people who love people are the luckiest people? She wasn't lying. It's the truth. We need each other. Listen, I've been there where you go, oh, that person annoys me or this person annoys me. But the fact of the matter is, we need each other. We need each other. And those social connections, particularly deeper connections, are the key to happiness and the key to physical, mental, and emotional well-being. So please utilize the Senior Resource Center of Brevard. If you're older, the older we get, the harder it is to make friends, but it's possible. And we can help make those connections for you. So thank you again for coming out today. Again, we have some snacks on the back table, nice cheese and fruit, and some baked goods, and some hot cocoa. Feel free, even as our speakers are speaking, to replenish your plate. We want you to have fun as well as learn. And I'm very proud to introduce our next speaker, which is, she's being a little humble over there, Jessica Dagostino. She is the marketing coordinator with Omni Healthcare. And I have to tell you, without Omni Healthcare, we wouldn't be here. This is 5,600 square feet that was donated to the Senior Resource Center of Brevard that allows us to operate, move forward, have meetings, reach out to our seniors, and stay connected. So without further ado, Jessica, we're so happy to have you here.
Thank you guys for coming. Obviously, you're at one of our establishments here. We are a locally owned multi-specialty group with 5 locations in Brevard. This is obviously one of them. Most of our specialty groups are here, actually on this floor. We have pain management, orthopedic surgeon, endo, and hematology downstairs on 3rd floor. Also here we have a diagnostic center. It's Atlantic Diagnostics. So they have in-house, if you need anything, x-rays, Same day appointments available. Someone will pick up the phone if you call. Most insurances are accepted as well, so it's very nice. We also have a Palm Bay location with most of our family and internalists, as well as pediatricians. So start from young and get on to osteoporosis and, a little different care. But that's on Palm Bay and Minton Road. We are opening an urgent care there come the beginning of the year. So it'll be, obviously urgent care. So keep that in mind as well. We have a cancer center coming to this location. We'll do PET scans and radiology. Right now we do have chemotherapy too, and everything with our hematology department and third floor. So that'll be a big opening. Like I said, it is here. If you're beachside, we have a family practice there on South Patrick. So we're kind of all throughout the community for whatever your care needs are. The providers are really great. And like I said, it's a one-stop shop for whatever your needs might be. So just keep it in mind. I'm hoping to, as these series go on, to get some of the providers in to kind of give more on their background and more for y'all's knowledge, like she did with more of a presentation. But I kind of wanted to give an overview on Omni. And as you can see, we have rack cards for specific doctors and their write-ups and biographies. So you guys, if you need any referrals or anything of that nature, please feel free to call me or come see me. I'll give you information that you need. But I'm really excited for these, and thank you guys for coming. And I hope you keep coming, and hopefully, like I said, I'll get some providers out, so gain knowledge on their behalf. And, it comes different from a doctor than from me. So I appreciate you guys coming, though. And like I said, I've got information if you guys need anything.
Thank you so much, Jessica. So we are running a little ahead of schedule, which is good. I'm going to give you guys a break, although you're welcome to circulate for that cheese and fruit and baked goods and hot chocolate anytime you want. But I would like to introduce to you a man who I've known for a few years now, ex-professional basketball player. Okay, he heard me. And I want to tell you about the Helping Seniors Foundation cruise. Now, I've had people tell me about the Helping Seniors of Foundation cruise, saying, oh, that's a cruise for just old people. No, it's not. If you're like my father, who, God rest his soul, he's passed on, but he was 90, and he lived at Trinity Towers, by the way, and he never wanted to do anything with the people in his building. He used to say, you mean those old people? Like he wasn't one of them. But if I had a barbecue with all my friends in my 30s and 40s, I'd say, Dad, do you want to come? Yep, I'll be there. So if you want a good time, the Helping Seniors Foundation cruise is not just for seniors. There's children's, there's teeny boppers, there's 20-somethings, there's 30, 40, and 50, and 60-somethings, and there's 90-somethings. And I'll let Chris tell you about a 90-year-old that thought her traveling days were over, and that she ended up on a cruise by herself. But she wasn't by herself. Why? Because she traveled with Helping Seniors Foundation cruise. So I'm going to introduce Chris. He's here to tell you how seniors can travel. If you thought your days of travel were over, remember I said the Harvard study said happiness is connected to building relationships, going out and having experiences. The Helping Seniors Foundation cruise is one of those. Whether you're on oxygen, use a walker, a wheelchair, oxygen, it doesn't matter. Chris can help you get on that cruise ship, and there's something for everyone. It's so important. So, Chris, I'm going to invite you up here before our break. May I introduce a very good friend of Helping Seniors of Brevard and in charge of the travel center, Chris Morse.
Thank you. We're presenting our 4th annual Helping Senior Brevard Foundation cruise. And what that means is helping seniors with Nancy and Carrie and all the folks here support the seniors of Brevard, emergency telephone calls and
Not emergency.
Well, Resource Center, Senior Resource Center. Thank you. And what we do with the foundation is we get money from the travel vendors that we work with. We don't charge you the extra fee. And a lot of companies, like if you go on the Moose cruise or something like that, the rate will be $1,000, but the Moose wants $100 per cabin. So now your rate's $110. We don't do that. We make the vendor pay to have the seniors from Brevard Foundation cruise come on board the ship. So you never have to put out of pocket to come on our cruises. And we raise money to help seniors that don't have the funds when they call the resource center, like a lot of the things like plumbing and electricity, or something's wrong with the roofs or something like that that the seniors can't afford or do themselves. The foundation kicks in and supports them with that. So it's a wonderful way to raise money. On June 9th, we're going on a 7-day cruise out of Port Canaveral. It's a Helping Seniors Foundation cruise, but what we're doing is it's a great family cruise. Your kids get out of school at the end of May. So we have a couple of choices. You can bring your grandkids, hell with your kids, bring your grandkids on board the ship, let them have a lot of fun. Or you come aboard, have your family come aboard, and then bring your grandkids. So it's a great way to come and have a great cruise out of Port Canaveral. It's on the brand new MSC Seashore. Beautiful ship, one of the most beautiful ships on the water. We have some great prices that include drinks and Wi-Fi, gratuities, and meetings and seminars and things like that on board the ship. So it's going to be wonderful. And remember, like Nancy said, it's just not for seniors. Whenever you book, even if you want to book a regular cruise just for yourself, please call us. I can save you money because the vendors out of Port Canaveral, if you call them and you just say, hey, I want to go on a cruise, they'll give you a price. But if I call and tell them that you're a senior from Helping Seniors Brevard Foundation, I get a better price. And then I donate that back to you and to Helping Seniors of Brevard. So please give us an opportunity to work with you on board the cruise. We had a 92-year-old lady come on the second annual cruise. And what was so wonderful about this is when there's 50 or 60 people, all from the same area, Melbourne, Vieira, all the areas, Merritt Island, Cocoa Beach, we're all close together. I know a lot of us, when I used to go cruising, I used to meet people at the dinner table, and they lived in California, and they lived in Detroit, and they lived in Denver, but you can't see them for lunch. Maybe you can get them on another cruise down the line in a year or so, but when you come on a Helping Seniors cruise, we're all in the same area. So if you meet somebody that you like, or meet another family or another couple that you like, you're only probably a half hour, an hour away from having lunch or dinner or getting to know them or getting into the groups that they have. So please give us an opportunity to share the cruise with you. It's going to be wonderful. Grandkids, your kids, you, your friends and neighbors that live next to you, they all have to go cruising. And trust me, we're going to have a wonderful time on board the MSC Seashore on June 9th.
Thank you, Chris. So I'm a convert. I'm not much of a cruiser, or at least I wasn't. I went on a cruise when I was a kid to Nova Scotia with my parents. That was it. And my husband and I have always said, yeah, we're not cruise type people. Well, I ended up going on the cruise last January, the second annual. I'm a convert. I had so much fun. We booked a balcony room. So if you're a go-getter, there's 5 million shows. You can go and get to all the shows. There's food galore. 24/7, by the way. You didn't mention that.
9 meals a day.
9 meals a day. And if you're a party animal and are up at 2 a.m. in the morning, you can go get food. If you're not, let me tell you, and I'm not, I had the best night's sleep on that ship that I've ever had. They have stabilizers, so it's not rocky. I tend towards seasickness. Didn't happen. I had the most fun. I brought my best friend because my husband again said, I'm not a cruiser. So I brought my BFF, and her and I went, and we went to some shows. And sometimes we chose to just have downtime and sit and enjoy the ocean and the views, both daytime and nighttime. So it's awesome. And this is the 4th annual, Chris. So thank you for what you do for helping seniors, because a portion of the proceeds for your cruise booking with Chris comes back to helping seniors Plus, it's a great time. And then you get to make those connections, which are so important. So at this time, we're going to take about a 10-minute break. And I want to invite you to, again, enjoy the cheese and fruit table over there in back, as well as the baked goods. Refresh your hot chocolate. We'll meet back here in 10 minutes. And then I'm going to introduce you to the most awesome panelists that we have around the room. They're going to take a couple of minutes to tell you about the business that they do. So even if you don't need it now, you'll know who to call in the future if you need someone from these wonderful vendors. So thank you. 10 minutes. Again, this information isn't necessarily information you need for the here and now. You might need it tomorrow, next month, 6 months, a year from now. But we urge you to learn, because knowledge is power, and the more you know, the better you are equipped to age well. Age well, that's the key.
Like a cheese.
Like a cheese. Someone said like a cheese, or a fine wine. That indeed. We want to get better with age, right?
Yeah, that could be.
So Ruth, are you ready? So I'd like to introduce one of our vendors and our center sponsors, an awesome elder care attorney, a staunch supporter of helping seniors of Brevard, as well as other charities in Brevard. Rhodes Law, I'd like to introduce to you Ruth Rhodes. Everybody give it up for Ruth.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me today.
Let me put this down.
I'm Ruth Rhodes. I'm an elder law attorney. I'm actually board certified in elder law, one of 2 people in Brevard County who is Florida bar certified. And what my law firm does is we help people avoid guardianship, and we help people avoid probate. We help them take care of their family after they're gone. And we help people plan for in the event that they have capacity problems. So it's estimated that 1 in 3 of us sometime in our life is going to have capacity issues, whether that's because of an accident, illness, aging, or whatnot. That's pretty high odds. So it is important for you to plan for that. And one of the things that Carrie talks about, Carrie Fink and Joe Steckler, is planning for your life. You know how we always plan for a hurricane? We get the water, we get the batteries, we get the flashlights. What I like to do is help you plan for the hurricane that could come in your life. So if we know that there's a good chance that we're going to have capacity issues, we should plan for that. If you plan for that, what does that look like? That's usually going to be a durable power of attorney. And that's a document that allows you to appoint somebody to take care of your financial situation, pay your bills, go to the bank, and take care of your property and income and things like that. Without a durable power of attorney, if you lose capacity, there is no legal right for other people without that document to make those types of decisions for you, not even your spouse. I don't know if you know that. Most people think, well, I'm married, so my husband can take care of things for me, or my wife can take care of things for me, and that's not true. You do need to have a durable power of attorney in the event of capacity issues. The same goes with healthcare. You should all have a designation of healthcare surrogate, and what that is a legal document that allows you to appoint someone to make healthcare decisions for you in the event that you're unable to make them for yourself. So that's an important thing. That may be just a very temporary situation where you go in for a medical procedure and you're just not with it for a few days and somebody needs to make healthcare decisions. That document helps with that. Another document that is very important for advanced planning for your incapacity is a living will. A living will is a document that speaks for you when you're unable to speak for yourself, when you're in the dying process. And it usually is going to say something like, keep me comfortable, give me pain medicines, but don't put me on any machines to keep me alive artificially. Sometimes that's very important for people to have a document like that. Another advanced directive that I would recommend is a declaration of pre-need guardian. And what that is, it's a Plan B document.
we're trying to avoid guardianship. We don't want to be in a guardianship. And what a guardianship is when someone has not properly planned for incapacity and they don't have a durable power of attorney and they don't have a designation of healthcare surrogate and they need help because they have lost capacity. What happens in those types of situations is a guardianship has to be filed with the court. There's 2 court cases that are actually filed for a guardianship, a mental health case to have you deemed incapacitated by a judge. And then the accompanying case that goes with that is the guardianship case, which says, now that I've been deemed incapacitated, who's going to be my guardian? We want to avoid that, and you can avoid that with a durable power of attorney and healthcare surrogate. It's very inexpensive to avoid it, but if you have to go through guardianship, it does become very expensive, and it does become very intrusive into your life because you would become a ward of the state of Florida. And now the state of Florida acts as though they are your parent, and they make decisions over you. And I don't know about you, but I don't want I don't want to be a ward of the state of Florida. I don't want the state of Florida or the courts involved in my personal life. So I have my own durable power of attorney and healthcare surrogate. I also have a trust, which can also help with not only capacity, if I lose capacity, but it also can help take care of my family after I pass. And the trust allows me to put property into it. And then if I lose capacity, that property is used to take care of me. But after I die, the property that's in the trust can be used to take care of my family, and they don't have to go through probate. And so there's a good thing there too, is avoiding probate, which again is a court procedure. It's slow and it's intrusive into your privacy because the court is involved. So what I do as an elder law attorney is I want you to avoid guardianship, and I want you to avoid probate. I want to be able to plan for your incapacity in the event that you do lose capacity, and I want to help you plan for how to take care of your family when you're out of the picture. So that's what we do. And I have 3 locations. I actually have an office here. I have an office that our main office is on Sarno Road in Melbourne. And then we have a satellite office at One Senior Place in Vieira. So we're super convenient to find. At the One Senior Place location, we do a lot of education. Education's important because if you don't have education, you don't know what your different choices may be. And we want you to have choices. We want you to have control and the ability to have control over your life and the ability to have power over your future. And that's important. That's why education is important. So a couple of things we do every month at our One Senior Place location is we put on something fun, a movie every month. We have a nice, usually funny movie. We have 15 to 30 people show up every month to watch a movie. It's just a lot of fun. It's mostly women, but there are a few men that show up as well. And we provide the popcorn and the chocolate and something to drink, and you guys just have a great time. Popcorn, free popcorn, yeah. And then once a month, we put on an educational thing. So starting in January, we're going to start teaching about estate planning and Medicaid planning. And we're going to do those together, hand in hand, go over basics of estate planning and Medicaid planning, and then answer all your questions. And in case you don't know, I'm going to end it in a second, but in case you don't know, Medicaid planning is important because if you have to go into a nursing home, the cost of a nursing home is very expensive, and it can destitute your family. It's between $12,000 to $15,000 a month for a nursing home. And what Medicaid does is it allows you to get help from the government to pay for that care. So we're going to teach on estate planning and Medicaid planning starting in January. And I think that's it. But other services we provide, obviously, estate planning, Medicaid planning. We do probate for people who don't do what's needed to avoid it. And we also do guardianship for those who don't do what's needed to avoid it. But it is cheaper to avoid those things. So that's what's important. That's the education that we like to get out there to everyone. Thank you.
How about that? You just got a free law lesson. Free legal advice from Ruth Rhodes. Give it up for Ruth Rhodes. And her table's right over there. Keep in mind, she can update you if you didn't catch those dates at One Senior Place. Not only do they have a fun movie, but they also have educational series. Ruth is also one of our resident sponsors here at the Senior Resource Center. So, Ruth, we thank you for all you do in our community. And Chris, you had a question?
Everything that Ruth said was very important. When I first heard her presentation, I didn't understand half of it, okay? Because there's so much to do. So what I did the smart thing. I booked an appointment with Ruth. When I sat down, Betty and I sat down, my wife and I sat down. Ruth went over probably 40 or 50, 60 questions that I had no idea that I could do or protect my family. So the best thing to do is, if you didn't understand all of it, you understand a little bit of it, book with Ruth, have a sit down with Ruth. She'll go through it with you. You really understand it, because I didn't know half of this stuff, and Ruth was able to answer my questions for me, made me feel really comfortable. And now, because of Ruth, I'm proceeding to go through all the things that she told me to do, and it feels so wonderful that I know that my family's protected and I'm protected. So please, if you can, just share some time with Ruth.
Thank you, Chris. That's a great testimonial, and I can't say enough for the same. If you think you need to be rich to have a trust or an estate or see an attorney, you're wrong. If you own property, if you have a bank account, if you have a car, if you have family, you need estate planning. So next up, I'd like to introduce also one of our Senior Resource Center of Brevard's resident sponsors. This lady is one of the kindest ladies I know. Her and her husband volunteer endlessly for helping seniors at Brevard and the Senior Resource Center. She's heading up our hot chocolate table, and she also owns and runs her own business, which is very important to seniors. So give it up for Denise Bergman with Senior Care Authority.
Good morning, everybody, and happy holidays. I just wanted to say that the presentation we saw this morning on positivity really was extremely important, and I'm glad that you had made the statement by saying, you wake up in the morning and you make a decision. So sometimes that's hard to do. Sometimes we have a lot going on in our lives, and it's the holidays and things are tough, but I really appreciate what you said, so thank you for that. And we do have to take that to heart, because it is all up in our mind. What I do is I own Senior Care Authority, which is a placement agency, and I was talking to a lady here earlier about what I do. And there's a lot of us out here in Brevard, but Brevard is growing, so there's a need out there. And basically what I do is I walk hand in hand with my seniors or their adult children if the seniors are unable, and I help them find assisted living communities or memory care communities that suits their needs. Now, if they would choose to age in place and stay in their home, what I do is I refer to resources right here, vetted resources that are part of the Senior Resource Center of Brevard, and I work with them and their adult children to help them stay in their homes for as long as possible safely. But if they can't stay at home safely, then I will work with the families. I will schedule tours for communities. I will go with them, and then I will help them through the process. Now, many of these communities are private pay. Some of them do accept Medicaid. But if you have any questions for yourself or loved ones, feel free to reach out to me. My card is right here on the table, and I'm happy to help. I do a free phone consultation. I spend at least 45 minutes to an hour on the phone to really get to the bottom of where the senior is at as far as social goes, emotional, and obviously all their medical needs, so that we can find the appropriate community for them. And aside from that, I just wanted to share that, I start working with families that are just looking, they're looking, a year out. They know that this is something that they're thinking about. We take our time. Then I also work with folks that are in rehab and they're going to be discharged in 48 hours and we need a place to go. And this has to happen quickly and everywhere in between. So, if you have, a situation and you need assistance, feel free to call me and I'm happy to help. And again, I wish you all happy holidays. And it was a pleasure meeting you all today. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise. And I can't say enough about Denise. Now, one of the things I want to warn you against is there's a lot of senior living advisors out there. Some of them are national. You see them on TV. It's not a place for dad, but it's a place for someone else. I highly encourage you to use Denise and Senior Care Advocates or Senior Care Authority, because they're local. There's no national franchise company that's going to know Brevard County like our local senior care advisors are going to know. And she won't steer you wrong. She's not going to recommend a place for someone to live just for the sake of getting that person into a place to live. She's going to tell you the honest truth, which is why what part of helping seniors is homegrown grassroots Brevard County. Do we hope to grow beyond Brevard County one day? That would be great. But we still want each county and community to count for itself. So thank you, Denise, so much. We appreciate you, and we're so glad you're part of the Helping Seniors of Brevard family. Next up, if you're ever wondering, or you're like me and you hate preparing meals and going shopping and the cleanup, I'm going to introduce to you Chef Extraordinaire, who prepares meals in the home for seniors from soup to nuts, prepares the meals not only for what you want to eat that day, but also refrigerated or freezer meals that you can use for that week or even the week after, and then simply defrost. They come in, so it's a little bit social. They do all the shopping. They bring all their own equipment, and then they clean up so when they're gone, you never even knew they were there. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Chef Jillian with Chefs for Seniors.
Wow, thank you so much. It's so nice for all of you to be here. You could be anywhere in the world right now, but you're here with us, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the warm welcome and introduction. So we are an in-home meal service. We typically start with a free in-home consultation. We come and talk to you about your food likes and dislikes and dietary concerns. We can work around your specialized diet, and that's where we thrive. We do everything completely custom for you. We typically start with 4 meals is our standard service. I'm just going to show you this right here. This is kind of our menu board. So we start with our planning, and we choose the 4 meals. We offer breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so there's a lot of options that you can have. But typically, we're going to do 4 meals. So we pick our 4 meals. We pick the date and time for the chef to come and cook for you. And then this just sits on your refrigerator, and we do the rest. We go grocery shopping, so we get everything that you need from the grocery store. And because of COVID, we've also added on, if you need anything else extra from the grocery store, as long as we know about it, we can go pick you up extra soap, extra towels, anything. We're already at the store shopping for you. So we bring all the groceries over to your house, and we show up with all of our pots and pans and utensils. So we're not going through, rummaging through your cabinets and everything. We're going to just use everything that we have. And we cook the 4 meals right there in front of you. You have the opportunity to talk to the chef. We're going to be there for about 2 hours in the home. It's going to smell nice in there. We're going to ask you, do you want to go ahead and taste this? Do you like this? Do we need more or less or whatever that you like, all according to your taste buds. And we want to make you happy. We cook all of the food. We package it into these lovely containers right here. These are 16-ounce reusable containers. So you're going to have all of your meal right in here. Let's say you're going to have meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and green beans, and this will be an individual meal. So we can do, at the end of the service, you typically have about 10 to 12 to 16 of these boxes, whatever you decide. I have some people that do a weekly service, so you're getting 4 fresh meals every single week, and that also has the multiple servings. And then I have some people that do every 2 weeks, where half is in the fridge, half is in the freezer. And then we can even do every 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or 5 weeks, where you're going to keep a couple days of food in the fridge. The rest will go in the freezer. And as you finish one dinner, you're going to pull out of the freezer and put your food into the refrigerator for the next day. So we're always trying to help you stay on top of your meals and make sure you're eating, make sure you have proper nutrition, and it's all going to be food that you like. And it's excited about food. Instead of saying, what's for dinner, I don't know what I'm going to have, you get to say which one. It's a lot easier to say which one, and you already have it on hand. You can pull it out, stick it into the microwave. You're just reheating it for maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and then you can have a nice hot meal according to your diet. And we love spending time with you. So we build a relationship together. We get to know the family. We get to know the friends. We can do nice birthday stuff for you. We've done some Thanksgiving dinners, and we're getting ready for some Christmas dinners and some surprises too. So I thank everybody again, and my table is going to be right over here. I have all the pictures of the food, and we have the brochures there. So thank you again.
Yay! Thank you, Chef Jillian. Who says you have to be rich to afford a private chef in your home? And her rates are really reasonable. So if you're struggling with, or you know someone that's struggling with meal prep, shopping, and then those little extra things you'll pick up at the store. I didn't know that. So thank you for that, Chef Jillian. I can personally attest to her meals. They are chef-inspired. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. So keep Chef Jillian with Chefs for Seniors in mind. Next up, we have one of our panelists that's also a center sponsor, and they provide in-home care, private duty, homemaker and companion services. Oh, it's a franchise owned and operated here in Brevard by our very own Jennifer Barton. If you know Jennifer, and I'll let Ricky say, she was voted the best large business of the year from the Palm Bay Chamber of Commerce, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So she is not here because she's at the Florida State Guardianship Association, no doubt probably receiving another award, who knows. The whole team, including Ricky, who I'm about to introduce, gives of themselves. They give and they give and they give. I don't know what I would do without you guys. You guys are really the heartbeat of our center. And without further ado, I'm going to, what is your title, Ricky? Office manager, marketing, you name it, potpourri. Ladies and gentlemen, Ricky with Seniors Helping Seniors.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Nancy. Yes, we got voted Large Business of the Year from the Palm Bay Chamber. It was very exciting. Jennifer works tirelessly. She works very hard to make sure that the seniors in our community are well cared for and that they have the things that they need. We're usually here, so if you do want to stop in and you have any questions, we're always happy to answer any questions you might have. A lot of our suite mates are not available. They're in and out of the office a lot. But we're typically here. So please don't hesitate to come back and say hi. And if you have any questions, please let us know. One of the things that we were talking about today were kind of helpful holiday hints. And everybody's really been talking about staying positive and all of that good stuff. And since we are in the holiday season, holidays are one of the most stressful times. Very stressful. We're worrying about packing and putting up ornaments and finding a tree and what are we going to have for dinner, and all my kids are coming. They're going to have the grandkids with them. What the heck am I going to get the grandkids for Christmas? I don't have this in my budget, et cetera, et cetera. It's overwhelming, and we haven't even gotten there yet. So one of the things that we like to say is that if you can't pour from an empty cup. So a lot of my helpful hint is to take care of yourself, a little self-love, while you're busy wrapping and buying and cleaning and cooking and all the rest of it. Take a moment, maybe just have a cup of tea. Shut up the world away, turn your phone off, have a cup of tea and sit for a few minutes and just breathe and realize, you're stressed because you got people coming into your life and you've got people that you're buying things for and that you're thinking about, doing all of these things for. And that's why you're so stressed. So take those few minutes for yourself and recognize and be grateful for that feeling of being busy, that feeling of doing for others. Put yourself first, basically. Another thing, too, that people forget is this time of year, there are a lot of holiday parties. There's a lot of things that you kind of feel obligated to go to. It's okay to say no. If you're tired, you've got other things that you're doing that day, it's okay to say no to those things that don't bring joy to your heart. If you've got something that somebody's saying, well, you need to be there because we want we want to see your face, but you're not really wanting to go, don't do that to yourself. The holidays are stressful enough without having to feel like you've got to make sure that you are everywhere all the time. Can't get your own stuff done if you're doing for everybody else. So please take some time for yourself. Keeping track of finances. Holidays, I know we all like to buy for our families and our friends, but budget yourself. That can help relieve some of the stress. That can help you from being overstressed and overspending. If you have a little budget for everyone and you stick with that budget and you say, this is what I'm going to spend this year. A lot of times, Nancy had mentioned the social aspect of the holidays and being able to be around people and be with people and socialize a little bit. And a lot of the seniors that we care for with seniors helping seniors don't really have families in the area. They don't really have people around that they could be social with. So if you have a neighbor that you know is alone or is going to be alone on the holidays, reach out to them and say, hey, what are you doing for the holidays? Would you like to come and have coffee with us? Would you like to have some Christmas cookies? Reach out to them. That's going to make you feel better. It's in the spirit of the season, and it's certainly going to make that senior feel better, that they have someone to share the holiday with. So basically, my helpful hint is try to keep the stress out of your life as much as possible during this time by self-care, taking a little bit of time for yourself, recognizing that you do have limitations. Don't get yourself to the point of exhaustion. And if you don't feel like going to that holiday party that you RSVP'd to, but now you're really not feeling it, it's okay to say no. So, happy holidays to all of you. And if you need any help, you can always come over to our table, grab our phone number. We're happy to help with transportations, take the Christmas shopping, grocery shopping, help with meal prep, whatever kinds of things that you might need, wrapping, gifts, etc. We're at Seniors Helping Seniors. Thank you, guys. Happy holidays.
Thank you, Ricky. We appreciate you so much. We have some copies of December's Seniors Theme magazine back on the Helping Seniors table in the far corner over there. And I wrote an article, as did some other folks, on the melancholy that can often accompany the holidays. And basic messages, enjoy who you have in your life now. Many of us spend holidays mourning who's gone, mourning what used to be. And while I think it's important that you take a step back and allow yourself that moment for reflection and feeling a little bit melancholy, it's important to pull out of that as well and enjoy who's with you in the here and now. Remember, today is the yesterday that you'll appreciate tomorrow, okay? So that's so important. So thank you so much, Ricky. We really appreciate you and for all you do for our community, above and beyond what you could possibly express in a couple of minutes. So next, I have a lady that's been in our community for a while. She is also a resident sponsor. She is an independent insurance agent with Moore Insurance Company. And her name is Vicki Moore. And the reason I appreciate Vicki is because not only will she help you with your Medicare Advantage plan and answer any questions that you may have, but if a plan isn't right for you, she's not going to sell it to you. She's not going to sell it for the sake of selling it. She's going to give you her good, I don't even want to say advice, it's knowledge. She's going to give you her good, solid, hard knowledge on what the best resource is for you for a Medicare Advantage plan. So without further ado, one of the kindest and most giving, she's volunteered for Meals on Wheels, folks. I've watched her take referrals that I've given her where she gets nothing out of it. One of the kindest, gentlest, most beautiful people I've ever known, Vicki Moore.
Well, gosh, I do really love an introduction like that. Thank you, Nancy. It's very nice to be here today and nice to see all of you. So as Nancy said, well, my company is Moore Insurance Solutions, and I actually started off my career here in Florida with Humana and CarePlus. So that's where I started off, but went out on my own about 3 years ago. And so the nice thing about being on my own as an independent agent is that, like Nancy said, I mean, I've got, we can look at all the different plans. So not every plan is going to be the right fit for every person. Everyone's got different needs and different situations. And sometimes it may be a Medicare Advantage plan, but sometimes it might be a Medicare supplement. So I do anything Medicare related, including, if you go with the supplement route, it's a good idea every year to check your Medicare or your prescription drug plans, because that can change every year. So I'd say if you didn't do that this past annual enrollment period, which just ended last week, there could be a special enrollment period or a special election period that you may want to check into, because you do have those throughout the year. So if you didn't get a chance to do a comparison or a review, there still may be a possibility for you to do that. So you can always check with me. In addition to Medicare, I also help out with the marketplace. That deadline is this week, is this Friday, the 15th, if you want to be effective for your plan on the 1st. And I know, according to, like Nancy said earlier, AARP's definition of a senior, that is age 50 and above. So not everybody that's a senior is going to be in Medicare. So you may be somebody that qualifies for the marketplace, may not have your insurance through your workplace, so you might need to do something else. I can help with that too. And we got some situations where you might have one of the, if you're a married couple, maybe your spouse is aged into Medicare, but you haven't yet. So you're kind of in that in-between stage. So I can help out there as well. And then in addition to that, if anyone ever has life insurance questions, long-term care, I can help with any of that. So I'm here at the center. I do in-home appointments, and I'm happy to help any way I can. Thanks.
Thank you, Vicki. Thank you so much, Vicki. We appreciate you. Next up, I want to introduce, I know I sound like a broken record. Again, one of the most giving, caring persons that I know. She's involved in everything. She's the office manager and media extraordinaire for one of our resident business, Coastal Occupational Therapy, which provides in-home occupational therapy and speech therapy in your home under Part B. So instead of having to go to an outpatient for your knee, like I have a bum knee right now, I might have to have you come to the Helping Seniors office and treat me. They come to you in your home, and they bill Medicare Part B and a variety of insurances, right? I won't steal your thunder. Without further ado, amazing person, Susan Houtz with Coastal Occupational Therapy.
Thank you, Nancy. A round of applause for Nancy doing such a great job with our hosting today. My name is Susan Hout. I'm here representing Jeetal Patel from Coastal Occupational Therapy. We are, as Nancy said, a mobile therapy office. So we actually come to the home to provide occupational therapy services. So sometimes we get a lot of questions. What's the difference between occupational therapy and physical therapy? So physical therapy is there to get you moving forward again after a in-depth surgery. Occupational therapy can also help with that, as well as getting you back to your daily activities of life. So those ADLs, the dressing, eating, transferring from your bed to getting up, from your car to your wheelchair, things of that nature. Anything that has to do with strength and balance and moving forward and getting back to your daily activities of life, that's what we're here to do. I also get a lot of people that say, I don't need occupational therapy because I am retired, but that is not what occupational therapy is for. It is there to get you back to your occupations, which is how you spend your days. So whatever you enjoy doing, whether it's golfing, whether it's gardening, whether it's knitting, we are here to help you do that. So again, I'm here with Coastal Occupational Therapy. We come to the home, and as Nancy said, we bill under Medicare Part B. So sometimes with our wonderful home health companies, when you're finished with their wonderful services, and if you've hit your limits with their services, we can come out and treat you as long as you're medically improving and it's medically necessary. So we have Jeetal Patel and a couple of other excellent therapists that cover the entire county. So please make sure to reach out to us if we can help you. Again, Coastal Occupational Therapy. Thank you so much for coming out today. Yes, ma'am.
You need a referral from your doctor.
We do get a referral from your doctor if we're going under Medicare or insurance. If it's private pay, because we also have private pay options, we do not need a referral. But we can actually get that referral for you. Excellent. Any other questions? Thank you very much for that. And thank you all for coming out today. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan, and thank you for all you do. Susan and Jennifer and Ricky were largely responsible for us getting this all set up. So thank you for doing most of my job for me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So next up, we have, I believe, two more wonderful sponsors that we want to introduce you to. The next person is a person who's been in the community for a long, long time. She helps seniors navigate a variety of issues. It would take the rest of our time here for me to explain all what she does. But the main thing she does is case management service. Is she there? There she is. So, ladies and gentlemen, a longtime community member involved in everything. Again, one of the kindest. It's a theme. It's all of these people here are some of the kindest people I know. That's the reason they're part of the Senior Resource Center of Brevard. So I'm not going to even attempt, even though I love Italia, to pronounce your last name. So, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Danica with Advocates for the Aging.
Hi there.
Thank you. Sarduccio.
Danica Scuderi Carluccio. It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
So I won't ask you to spell it at the end.
What's your nickname?
Oh, the clean one or the dirty ones? Danica or Danny, or D. Our company is unique in that when you call us, we hope that you're not in a crisis for care or resource. But what we offer at Advocates for the Aging is guidance through this wonderful health system that we have. We have resources that we can reach out to help keep you in your home, transition to an independent living, assisted living. We have all the resources that you may need to help guide you in making the right decision for your care plan. And I say care plan, that's who's going to help you, who's going to be your healthcare surrogate, your voice when you may not be able to, who's going to pay your bills and make sure that everything goes smoothly with your finances, invest them correctly, continue to monitor them. Who's going to make sure that your life and your last few chapters of life are good and quality full? So when you call us, we look at your whole picture and we say, how can we help? Are there any areas in which you may need a little assistance? Coordination of medical care, medication boxes, because Lord knows the days are gone with only 2 medications these days. You're on, a lot of, the average is 8 to 12 medications. So we set up medication boxes. We assist you by going to doctor's appointments and listening to what the doctors say and then putting it in a language we all understand. We help you coordinate follow-up appointments. We make sure that if there's a safety issue in your home or your environment that you're living in, we address it. We get a resource available for you, such as occupational therapy, home health care with Aqua. If we see that you're a senior and you have not set up your documents, that's going to help you later on, like a power of attorney, healthcare surrogate, trust, we're going to make sure that you have a very solid care plan for you and reach out to an elder law attorney so that we know you're taken care of. One of the things I like to point out is a lot of people come to me and say, I have all my documents. I say, that's great. Does your power of attorney know that they're your power of attorney? Well, I have 2 kids. I'm sure they know. Don't assume. Educate them. Tell them, you are going to be my power of attorney. These are where my original documents are. This is what you need to know where my finances are. You need to not just designate somebody to make your care plan correct. You need to educate them as to what you want. Same with healthcare. Do you have a healthcare surrogate? Yep, my kids. Do they know your doctors? Do they know all your medical problems? Do they know your medications? Do they know your allergies? Because if not, your designation, it's great, but they need to know about you. So take that time and sit down with them. That's what we do. We try to make that care plan in full circle so that you have the life you want with quality to the end. We have property management that helps in homes, and little things like changing filters or being with you when you're choosing a contractor so you're not taken advantage of. We assist with moves as well. Case management, we have nurses, social workers, bill pay agents that can assist you. So if you need something, just call us. If we can't do it, we're going to put you in the right place that can. And that's it. I'm Danica with Advocates for the Aging.
Thank you, Danica. I always like to say it's kind of like hiring a son or a daughter to take care. So if you have, or you know someone whose family lives far away and the parents need help navigating everyday life, case management might be for you or your friend. It is literally like hiring a daughter, right? Or a son. I'm sure you have some men working for you. Yes, and they have access to legal resources as well. Thank you, Danica. We appreciate you and everything you do for our community. Next up, we've got another Senior Resource Center of Brevard, center sponsor. I'd like to introduce you to Michael with Aqua Home Care. Michael, take it away. He has the most unique office here, by the way. I'll let him share why that is.
We went with recliners only. We provide caregivers in the home, Aqua Home Care. Really, you have choices as far as what levels you need. We tend to be private pay or fairly expensive. So if you're not going to go assisted living and you want to stay in your home, you can have your own caregiver. So our caregiver then can do everything you need. We have caregivers that live with clients, fantastic caregivers. Cost on that, just for your information, for a live-in caregiver, about $368 a day, and that comes to about $11,000 a month. So it's fairly expensive. I'd say about 80% of our clients are private pay. The rest have long-term care insurance. So long-term care insurance, sometimes you could find, I find people paying on it for years, and they, after going to rehab, they figure out they have it, and it's amazing. Some of them are amazing plans where they cover all that cost. So it's just another option. And just, I'll give you some more numbers here. Just price ranges, typically for shift work is $26 to $30 an hour. If you need, 4 to 12 hour shifts, that type of thing, just to give you some numbers. But that's what we do, and thanks for having me.
Thank you, Michael. So a really good alternative if somebody really doesn't want to look at assisted living or independent living, but wants to age in place at their home. Obviously, somebody has to be able to afford it. But one of the things we pride ourselves on here at Helping Seniors of Brevard and our Senior Resource Center of Brevard is we help all seniors, regardless of socioeconomic background. So we get callers on our senior information line that have a lot of money. They have a lot of money and they have it to spend. They just want to know who they can trust as a trusted handyman to come out to their house, who can do a bathroom remodel. And we do the vetting for you. Then we have folks that call on the other end of the spectrum where they need help paying a light bill and they're home insecure, meaning they're at homelessness risk. And we help lead those folks to solutions so that they don't become homeless. And we've taken our fair share of calls for those type of seniors in the last couple of years, particularly since COVID, with seniors facing homelessness, renting for 10 to 15 years, and suddenly the owner of the home is selling and they have no place else to live because the average rent in Brevard County, non-subsidized for a one-bedroom apartment is $1,500, $1,600, $1,700 a month, or $2,000, $2,200 for a two-bedroom. No senior should have to face that after working like they've worked. Prices have gone up so high, and Social Security hasn't kept up with that. And we're here to, we don't have a solution for everything, that's for sure. But we're here to fight the good fight alongside our seniors, whether you're well off socioeconomically or not. So give us a call. If you need any information from any of our vendors, they'll be around. I think we're wrapping up a little early, so that's good. And I'm here if you need our phone number. It's a lot of information to take in, so I encourage you to call our senior information line at 321-473-7770. If you didn't catch that, that's okay. Come see me afterwards, and I'll give you the number. And you let me know what you're needing information about or help with, and I'll lead you in the right direction, me or my coworker, Karen. To close out today, before we close out today, there's two things I want to do. So first of all, who's drawing? Okay. So Kristine is drawing. We have three, right? Who has door prizes?
CarePlus.
We have Ruth Rhodes, Chefs for Seniors, and CarePlus. So we have three door prizes. So who goes first, Kristine?
I'll pick mine first.
Okay.
So
CarePlus door prize.
a CarePlus umbrella and then a bag of CarePlus.
Umbrella and goodies.
Yeah.
And the winner is ticket number 463-1445. 463-1445. Anybody? We might. 144.
1445.
463-1445. Woohoo! Winner of the CarePlus. All right. That's one. Jillian, do you want to draw for the Chefs for Seniors? Chefs for Seniors door prize. What is it so they can salivate?
It is a box of all of your holiday food. So everything's all in a package, ready, and open it.
I wish I was eligible.
Yeah.
And the winner is?
463-1451. 463-1451.
Woohoo! We have a winner! All right. Happy holidays. Enjoy the food or enjoy the regifting if you don't know what to get someone, right?
That's a way. Nobody.
I wouldn't give it away. Oh, no.
Good dive.
So this is from Ruth Rhodes. Ruth, do you want to draw? All right, we can draw. So I'll let you draw. I'll hold. You draw. This is from Ruth Rhodes. It's a tower of chocolate.
doing that. Oh my God. Okay. The winner is 4-6. Oh my God. 3-1-4-4-2.
The back.
You won?
All right. This was not rigged, I promise, but these two folks are like my second parents over here.
Right.
The parents of my old college buddy of mine, Steve Shim. Congratulations, Ivy.
Thank you.
Before we close out and before you get a chance to go around to all the tables, we have an honor of having Chaplain Ken with us today. And no matter your religion, I'd like him to close out this very important health fair. So Chaplain Ken, thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much. We've heard so much about the need to feel joy in your life. And we know that this is a season of joy, that we celebrate Christmas. And although I'm a Christian chaplain, it doesn't matter what your faith is. It really doesn't matter at all. I believe we have a God who loves us all. He loves each and every person here. And we are so thankful, especially for the helping hands, the hands and feet that he has sent to help care for each and every person in this room. So we give thanks for all of that. So I would like to offer a prayer, if that's okay with you. Lord God, we thank you so much for this opportunity to come together, to fellowship, to learn more about the things that are available to us in this community and the ways that you work in our lives. We pray for your peace and your joy upon everyone here. We pray that in the name of Christ. Amen.
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 Thank you, Chaplain. And peace and joy is the word.